Welcome to the Pub Sports Radio MLB Closing Time Show. It is Sunday, July 25th. Ian Cameron, Conor Mac with you. Momentarily, might be joined by Sharpe as well. David Sharpe on this Sunday, ready to break down another MLB card. Let's get right to it. We've got a big one. Once again, Sundays are always that dicey day for me. I can't explain it, but I've had more bad than good Sundays. Although a couple of them lately have been better. So positive momentum, at least for yours truly, going into today. So hopefully we can get a nice profitable Sunday on the board. And we'll start with Washington and Baltimore. Who would have thought the Orioles would have a chance to sweep this series? But that is indeed the case. Paolo Espino on the mound for the Nats. John Means back for his second start from the return from the IL for him. We've got the Orioles here, pretty much even money, the price in this game, 10 the total. John Means, of course, back from the IL, kind of rocky for him a little bit in his first start back. 2.72 ERA, still overall for him this season. He's been pretty good, John Means, overall. Look, the Nationals are getting shut down by the likes of Jorge Lopez and Matt Harvey. You know, if you think that I'm going to back them today against John Means, that's not going to happen. The question is, can you back Baltimore? I don't know. I don't love the price by any stretch. I mean, they've adjusted clearly to the fact that Means is on the mound today for them. I'm not a big fan of Espino. He's not going to pitch deep into the game. You're going to see a lot of the Nats bullpen, which, you know, there's nothing to write home about. So it's a game that I think Baltimore could score some runs. Maybe I lean to the Orioles team total over. I just don't trust the Nats bats right now. They've been asleep in this series. They've been shut down by, of all people, Jorge Lopez and Matt Harvey. So with that in mind, they're facing a better pitcher today. I'm not about to trust them to wake up offensively here. So I would only go Baltimore in this one, although it's probably going to be a game I stay away. What do you think here, C-Mac, Nats, and Orioles?
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with this game. The Orioles won the two games as dogs, especially big ones yesterday with Harvey. And now you got Means, who this is his second start off the IL. He didn't look right. His last start, that pumped the brakes. You know, when he was rolling, he was pitching well. And if the bats stay this cold, if Espino and Means do pitch well, I really want to look at the under 5.5, but I can't trust it. First five under 5.5. I just think runs could be scored here because Means isn't there yet. I got to see another start from him. I'm going to watch this one. Maybe I'll in-game it. If there's no runs early, maybe get there live. I don't think both bullpens, especially the Orioles, is very good. So I expect some runs in this one. I don't want anything to do with it. It was a quick pass for me.
10.5 is the total. Someone was asking. Yeah, 10.5 is a high total.
I got a 10.
Yeah.
There's 10s out there for minus 120. A few.
Yeah, there are a few. So make sure you drop around 10.5 is what we're looking at. It's a high number if Means brings it today. And I get the feeling he is. He had a good quote after his last start against the Rays, which was his first start back from that shoulder strain injury, where he gave up 5 runs in that inning. It was a struggle for him. He said, I just threw too many strikes, too many pitches right over the heart of the plate. I was attacking, but so were they. I've just got to be better in mixing up my pitches. So what's that mean? It means just a mechanical adjustment. It sounds like it. I don't think it's a health problem. I don't think he's lost his stuff. I think it's something that's correctable. And if that's the case, I think he'll pitch a lot better today, John Means today in this game for Baltimore. But interesting to see. You know, that's why I'm staying off the game. I want to see John Means' second start. If he's back on the beam and he pitches well today, that's a buy sign for John Means going forward, probably. We got the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies next up. Touki Toussaint for the Braves. Aaron Nola for the Phillies, not the Nola. Philadelphia, -1. About 70. Yeah, -170 is pretty much the average price here with the Phillies home favorites. 9.5 the total, shaded to the under. We know for Aaron Nola, I backed him in his last start. He was a moderate road favorite against the Yankees and started out well, and then he got into trouble. And that's basically been Aaron Nola's season. You know, this has not been a vintage season by any stretch of the imagination for Aaron Nola. I can't explain why, but he's just been a little bit erratic, inconsistent, hasn't been that shutdown hurler from start to finish this season. So definitely I've got a little bit of concern laying this kind of number with him. And on the flip side, Touki Toussaint made a spot start just 5 days ago against the Padres in one of those 7-inning games. 1 run, 3 hits, 6.2 innings. I mean, he was outstanding, leading the Braves to victory in that game. We'll see how he fares here today facing this Phillies team. I would consider the Braves here a little bit, maybe in the first 5 innings. That's definitely the lean here for me. Not sure I'll get there, but you look at this Atlanta team; they've already taken 2 of 3 in this series, and the Phillies are back to their slumping ways again. They've been a streaky bunch. They put a nice little streak together before the break, and then coming out of the All-Star break, it's been a little up and down for them. The Yankee series, they get swept, and now they've dropped 2 of their first 3 in this series versus Atlanta. They're now 1-4 in their last 5 games. So 1-4 in their last 5 games. Like I said, Nola's not been as trustworthy. 3.56 ERA at home. They are 5-3 in his home starts. Just 9-10, the Phillies overall when Aaron Nola's on the mound. So at this price, I'm only interested right now in the Atlanta side. I would only look to them first 5 and full game split, maybe take a shot with the plus price. Look, I don't know if Touki Toussaint's going to be that good again, second time in a row, but because he's been one of those guys that's been bounced around up in bullpen starter, but I'd be willing to take a small flyer at this price. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Braves and Phillies.
Yeah, can Touki have another good start? That's the question here. Braves mashed yesterday, 15 runs, everywhere across the board. Over hit, their team total hit. I'd only look to them here. Nola's got problems a little bit, Can he bounce back? Maybe. I mean, he's due for a good start, I guess, if you say that from his career. But 7 runs in 4 2/3, 6 innings, 4 earned. And against the Yankees, 4 earned, 5 1/3 his last start. And now you got to lay -170 with Nola? No way. It'd be Braves or nothing here for me. And yeah, I guess you go full game. Phillies bullpen's bad. The problem is after the Braves score 15 or 20 runs, they throw up 2. So I'm nowhere. I'm off this one. Peace.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Sharpe has found the right stream here, and he is with us now here on the MLB closing time.
Man.
I was like, these guys are late, chilling. I was like, wait, this is yesterday's stream, my man. This shit says ended. Oops. My bad.
He's with us now, though. That's the main thing. All right, well, we just got through the first 2 games. We did Nats and Orioles, and now we're doing Braves and Phillies. What do you think of those 2?
I mean, I've heard Freddie Freeman got free health care and 2 free COVID shots, and now he's batting 100 better with his average, and that's from freaking good sources. So you got to take Atlanta Braves first 5 plus a half run. They got really good stats for Nola, guys. Toussaint's been all right. I mean, if he held the Padres down, guys, that's been his only start this year. That's what I can look at. And his strikeout total's at 4.5 at +115. Phillies are striking out at a 27% clip, and Nola's on the mound, which means they'll leave Nola out about 6 innings, which means 2 to 3 pitcher spots. 4.5 for a guy they're going to leave out there for 5 innings. That seems really doable. So I like that part.
Yeah, you called it a Sharpie. Liked it yesterday. Yep. He's 14 for 53, 2 homers for Freddie Freeman. He's getting hot. Austin Riley, maybe a guy to look at. Albies, he's 6 for 20 with 2 home runs. So Braves heating up a little bit, like you're talking about. So maybe take them on some total bases prop or homer props here.
Yeah, people were talking the Phillies. Look out. Maybe they have a shot to catch the Mets. Maybe start worrying about the Braves being the team, maybe to catch the Mets, because they're the one that's in better form right now than the Phillies. Sharpe, did you get involved in Washington, Baltimore? I'm not involved in that game. If they can't hit Lopez, they can't hit Harvey. Why do I think they can hit Means here? Now, I know Means struggled, but still, it's a good pitcher if he's on. And I think his problems in his last start are correctable. He just said he was leaving the ball out over the middle of the plate too much. That's definitely something you can fix if you're a good pitcher. So what do you think of that one?
Nats team total over 4.5 -130. That's what I think. John Means hasn't pitched since Spider Tack till last week, guys. He was leaving it over the plate because he only throws a changeup, and it wasn't spinning. So National smash lefties, yep. Jorge Lopez, Matt Harvey, those guys are righties, guys. I don't back the Nats that often versus them. I'm always looking for lefties, and when you give me a lefty, especially one that's coming off of a struggling start, and that bullpen that they have over there in Baltimore, 4.5, I took that. Let's go Nats.
All right. Nats, we'll see if the third time's the charm. Get that offense going. Maybe finally avoid a sweep maybe at the hands of the Orioles. All right, we go to the Yankees and the Red Sox here. Domingo Germán and Martin Perez on the mound. In this one, we've got the Red Sox -135 home favorites, 10.5 the total in this one. I just can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm kind of leaning toward Martin Perez here and the Red Sox in this one. I'll say this about Perez. He has been usually a fade for me. He's usually been a bet against pitcher for me most of the time. But you can't argue the fact that, he's been decent at times this year. The one thing that does concern me is that Fenway ERA going into this start, 5.8 for Martin Perez here at Fenway this season. But still, you look at his last 6 starts, 1-3-2, 2-3-3. Just consistent, gives you 5 innings or so, keeps teams down to 3 runs or less. Bottom line is I trust him a little bit more than I trust Herman. Herman has home run issues. We know that. He's had them a bunch lately as well. 5 home runs given up in his last 4 starts. So not very good for Herman. The home run issues continue to plague him. We'll see how he fares here in this one. A road ERA is not bad, but his last 3 starts, 6.55 ERA for Domingo Herman. That's not good. By the way, day-night splits, I don't really pay too much attention, but they're worth noting for Herman because there's a big difference. Night starts 3.26, day games, which this one obviously is, 5.94 ERA for Domingo Herman this season. So this could be an over as well if Perez isn't sharp, because Perez does have weaker numbers at Fenway. So maybe you could get over 10.5. I'd lean in that direction as well. But if I'm playing it, it would be Red Sox. It would be over the total. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Yankees, Red Sox.
I mean, that was a huge win for the Yankees yesterday. I mean, maybe big momentum for them. I don't know how much they'll go. They got to get healthy and lots of other problems. But they got it yesterday. But I go right back to the Red Sox here, right around minus 135, maybe even run line. The wind's blowing out, 14 miles an hour, left center. Herman gives up the long ball. He's pitched well in some of his starts, but that's his problem. He'll give up the 3-run shot, and the Red Sox hit him. So I'm with you. They pulled off the team totals here for me on the Yanks Sox, but yeah, I'd be over on this one. Over.
By the way, we have confirmed lineups here for the Yankees. LeMahieu, Stanton, Odor, Sanchez, Gleyber Torres, Brett Gardner, Gio Urshela, who's back now, Ryan Lamar, who had the walk-off hit earlier this week, and Greg Allen. That is your lineup for the Yankees today, confirmed. What do you think here, Sharpie? Yankees, Red Sox.
I leaned the first 5 over, but it's a 6. So I shook up my magic 8 ball, and I heard German's going to get hit in the face with a ball today off the bat. So hopefully that works out. But I like the over 6. It's a
He
big
deserves
number.
it.
He deserves it. Karma, bro. It should happen. So the 8 ball said it's going to happen. So 6 is a big number, but the wind, they both get like German has averaged 3 runs or more his last 4 starts, guys, except for his bullpen time he went out. They have good numbers off Perez, guys. This is an over and out for me. I mean, you have big balls if you're taking the under. It probably hits, but I'm on the over.
All right. Liking runs here in this game, Yankees and Red Sox. We go to Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Ryan Yarbrough on the mound for the Rays. Tristan McKenzie for Cleveland. We've got the Rays minus 170 road favorites. Total opened at 10. Down to 9.5, and actually starting to slip all the way down to 9 in this game. So this is some heavy money that we're looking at here on the under in this game. You look at the lineups. I'm trying to see if there's anything that we should be concerned about. It looks like there's no Jose Ramirez. First thing I notice here for Cleveland. Obviously one of their bigger bats. He's not in the lineup for them today. It looks like their lineup looks a little bit sketchy, to be honest with you today, Cleveland. Tampa Bay's looks full bore, though, at Rosarena, G-Man Choi, Nelson Cruz, Austin Meadows, Deontay Diaz, Wander Franco, Joey Wendell, Francisco Mejia, and Brett Phillips. That's their lineup today. That's still a pretty good lineup overall for the Rays. And I'm tempted to go right back to what worked for me yesterday on this show, Rays team total over. I think that makes some sense here. Tristan McKenzie's just a mental midget, I think, at this point. How many chances is this guy going to get? First, it was walk issues early in the season, too many free passes on the bases, and now he comes back and he gets walloped by Houston in his last start. 5 runs, 8 hits, not very effective. The Rays lineup now, look, just getting Nelson Cruz, and you can see it expands the lineup. They're a deeper lineup now with him, and they, of course, cracked Cleveland for 8 runs last night. So this now Tampa Bay team, we always get a little worried. Do they have enough runs in them? Do they have enough offense in them to win games, especially at playoff time? Well, that's a now deeper lineup thanks to the addition of Nelson Cruz to it. Bottom line is here, I don't really trust McKenzie. Yarbrough, we'll have to see how he fares. He had a poor outing in his last start. The question is, can this Cleveland lineup take advantage of it? We're not so sure. Sometimes they are a little bit difficult to trust to hit consistently. I mean, overall for the season, 225 average against lefties. They have been better in the short term against lefties, but are they good enough to tack Yarbrough here is going to be the question. I don't know about that, so I'm probably just going to do what I did yesterday. Just trust Tampa Bay to do the runs, to do the heavy lifting here of the run scoring, and that's what I'm going to go with. Tampa team total 5.5, pretty much even money. What do you think here, Conor Mac, Rays and Cleveland?
Yeah, this is Rays, a big number here. I took them first 5 half a run yesterday, and they got out early and did their job. I look that way, or the team total, like you said, Ian. I mean, the wind's blowing in, and what are we going to get out of Tristan McKenzie here? This guy either gives up 5 or 6 or nothing. Here he gives up 5 runs, or he gets 7 innings, none. He gives up 5 in 5 1/3, and his next start he gives up none. I think he's more to the 5. The wind's blowing in here. That's why I think the under's gotten pounded a little bit. Yarbrough kind of had a little bit of a rough start against the Orioles, but I'd only be on the Rays again here. I like team total, like you said, or maybe first 5 here, half a run again.
They're 1 for 6, the current Cleveland Indians hitters against Yarbrough in the past, just 1 for 6, so not great. By the way, Nelson Cruz is the only guy to face Tristan McKenzie, 1 for 2, and the one hit was a home run. So I do recommend Jack of the Day candidate, maybe Nelson Cruz here for the Rays. Sharpie, what do you like here?
Man, I'm on the under 5 first 5. I know McKenzie's a hot dumpster fire, but Tampa Bay is not like the top right hitting teams in the league, guys. They're a bottom 10 OPS type team. So if McKenzie can hold it just to 3, I see Yarbrough doing his job. The just price is too big on Yarbrough for me to take him. But wind blowing in, no Ramirez in the lineup. This team wasn't hitting lefties before Ramirez, so this is under first 5 for me.
All right, on we go. St. Louis and Cincinnati. Johan Oviedo, sunny. Yesterday, my life was filled with rain. Cincinnati, minus 160. Home favorites here. The total all the way up from 9 to 10. And I agree with that move. Oviedo on the road. We know that ERA for him is rough on the road, although he has pitched better in recent starts. I will say that. He has definitely been a little bit better in his last few outings, but still, he's had a lot of struggles on the road. Maybe that could happen again here. He is, though, the pitcher that's in better form, like the last 3 starts. Sonny Gray, since he's come back from the IL, walks have been an issue. The pitch counts are going up. He's just not been economical. He's not been efficient on the mound since he's come back. And you're going to see a lot of Reds bullpen if that's the case. And that's a problem, because that bullpen is a problem for the Cincinnati Reds. I think the Cardinals are actually worth a look here at this price that they're getting in this one. Even with Oviedo, yeah, the road numbers are bad, but the current form overall is decent for Oviedo. I would look at them at a plus price here. First 5 in a full game split. Gray is definitely fighting it since he's been back from the IL, and I also think there'll be some runs scored in this game today. So an overplay, probably a St. Louis look in the first 5 in the full game here as well between the Cards and the Reds. And I like the spot too. The Reds, the Cardinals trying to bounce back here, and I would say they've got a decent chance to avoid that sweep. Good spot. It's not like they got blown out in the first 2 games. I think this is a good situation here. St. Louis at a plus price. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Cards and Reds.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Cards. They screwed me yesterday, man. I think they had chances. They could have had more runs and been more in that game. Oviedo, though, it's tough to back a guy who can't win a ball game yet. I mean, doesn't have a win yet. I know he's pitched a little bit better his last few starts. But on the road, he's been even worse. I don't trust Sonny Gray. With the wind here a little bit, I just go with the over. I guess you could look at team total. Reds have not been a good team total team for me. So I just look at the full game over here. They got to hit, though. Cardinals, that's one thing. I got to roll the dice with them, swing the sticks with on over. I got it in game 1. See if I can get it here.
Yeah, very humid, wind blowing out at that Great American Bandbox ballpark. So usually that's just the perfect recipe and the perfect tonic for maybe the bats to come alive. Sharpie, what do you think here? St. Louis and Cincy.
Man, we got 200 live in the chat. Shout out to the chat. Smash that like I smashed them BBWs, fella. Oh, yeah. But I've got solid information that Sonny Gray had wolf blood injections and got a blowjob from a Giselle Bunsen lookalike. Okay, this guy's been falling apart, fellas. Straight up. He wasn't here when the spider tack shit hit. He's came back. His last 3 weeks have been bad. St. Louis has really, really good numbers, guys, versus Sonny Gray. Some of these batters hit him really well. Yep. I can't trust Oviedo myself, so I'm on the team total over full game because, once again, Cincinnati doesn't have a good bullpen to go behind Gray. So just in case Gray is somewhat manageable, only gives up 2, I could see the bullpen giving up the 3 that I need. So I'm on the full game team total over.
Yeah, that makes sense, that play. Cardinals team total over. You're right. And the reason why maybe that's better than the money line is because the Cards' own bullpen is sometimes a little bit tricky, but Cincy's is probably worse. I'm taking that plunge with that price. That price is pretty juicy out there with St. Louis, which is around plus 150 right now, plus 155 even in some spots for the full game on St. Louis. And you can still probably get plus 135 or 40 with the first 5 innings. So, pretty good price there on that one. Blue Jays and Mets, Ross Stripling, Rich Hill on the mound. Dick Mountain, now a member of the New York Mets. They traded for him just recently. Blue Jays here, slight road favorites in this one at Citi Field, minus 115, 9.5 the total in this game. Right now, I can only go by the way Ross Stripling's pitched lately, and it's not been the same for him the last few starts. It's been a rough last 3 outings, I would say, for Ross Stripling. He had that great run going, and now it's kind of gone in the other direction again for him. Dick Mountain against this Jays lineup, that's not necessarily what I think is a great fit for him by any stretch of the imagination. So one of those games where, and again, we're going to be a broken record like we were a lot yesterday, where we talk about these wind conditions, and looks like it's going to be more of that here. Wind blowing out at Citi Field, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 pitchers I don't trust, 2 lineups that have been booming it lately. The Mets have been booming it till yesterday. The Jays kind of went through a little funk for 2 games offensively, but they got back on track last night in that win, that powerful Toronto lineup, which we know is capable. I don't trust Dick Mountain. I don't trust Stripling with the last three starts that have been rough for him. The total's gone up from 9 to 9.5. I do agree with that. I would look over Jays and Mets. Conor Mac, what do you think here, Jays and Mets?
Yeah, this is a difficult one. The wind's blowing out. The first 5 under is 5. It's just be the start. Like, Hill pitches well. He's a soft tossing lefty. Even though he's a spider tag guy, the Blue Jays this is weird. They score a bunch of runs, and maybe today they don't. Who knows? Maybe they score a bunch of runs again. I mean, they've got me too much when I try to jump on in back-to-back days. I'd lean their team total. If it's 4.5, it's plus 100. I just don't know what I'm going to get. Stripling could pitch well against the Mets. The whole wind blowing out, and I think there would be an under. I stayed off the under again yesterday. It hit, drove me nuts. So this one, I'm staying off here. I'd maybe lean Mets full game. They're getting plus money, plus 110.
Yeah, I can't endorse the Jays today from a side perspective. I mean, Stripling has got like a 10 ERA. Like, the last 3 starts have been pretty poor, and he's going to have to show me signs of a turnaround. He's given up just 4 runs. Remember that awful first inning? Remember that game the Red Sox got out to an 8-0 lead in the first inning earlier this week? Yeah, that was Ross Stripling on the mound that night. So he's definitely going to want to atone, but he's just not in good form right now. Hill, by the way, the Jays just faced him a couple of weeks ago when he was still with the Tampa Bay Rays, and 3 runs, 4 hits, 5 innings. It wasn't a great start for him against the Blue Jays there by any stretch of the imagination. And he's not pitching deep. You're going to see a lot of Mets bullpen. That's not necessarily a good thing. Hill's pitched 3.2, 5, and 4 innings in his last 3 starts. He's just not economical and efficient at all right now. Sharpie, what do you think?
Man, 2 ex-Dodger pitchers, Stripling and Hill. Well, old Dick Mountain has sex with camels at the San Diego Zoo, and I can prove it, okay? I'm on Stripling first 5 minus 130. Yes, he's been bad against the Red Sox. The Red Sox are a top 5 hitting team. Go through the Mets are a bottom 10 type team, guys. Like, Stripling has done really, really well versus those types of teams, guys. And at a minus 130 tag versus Rich Hill, who, like Ian said, gave up 3 runs the last time out, 3-3, I get a push. And at a minus 130 price, I had to take that shot on Stripling today.
All right, we've got the Padres and the Marlins. Yu Darvish against who? Now, it's always a waiting game with this Miami team. Who the fuck's going to start for them? It looks like it's going to be John Curtis. today has been confirmed as the starter. Padres minus 210, road favorite, 7.5 the total. I know enough of him to know that he's just a mediocre, been around the block pitcher, John Curtis. That's all he is. He's been around for a while. I can't really trust him, even though obviously you're getting a big price. Miami's got issues with their bats. San Diego should win this. Darvish has been a little bit more susceptible lately, but he's still been very good for the most part overall this season, 3.09 ERA. It's probably a game I'm just going to stay off. San Diego should win, but the value's just not there. Connor, anything here, Padres and Marlins?
Yeah, probably not. Darvish is going to be a big number. I think they do bounce back. I watched the whole game yesterday, well, at least the last 5 innings. Padres had that perfect road struggle. They just couldn't score any runs. Marlins scored 3 late, a couple late, took the lead and won the game. But now it's Darvish pitching. Yeah, he's had a little bit of a rough time. But his last start was a little bit better. Yeah, I'm going to probably stay off. I'll wait till we got to get to the pitcher real late line. But I might roll under here again in this one.
All right, Sharpie, anything here? San Diego, Miami.
Yeah, I got a guy named Curtis pitching with like some 7.8 ERA. So yeah, I'm going to jump on that 4.5 Padres team total, guys. I was on it yesterday. It didn't get there. They got Tatis now in the 2-hole. And if you win the Discord at all, you know me. I'm huge when Tatis is in the 2-hole. This guy doesn't produce when he's in the 4-hole for some
Why is he ever in the 4-hole?
Because they're
we talk to Tinkler or whatever the dipshit's name is?
He's a retard, bro. But that's okay because we're Dodger fans. We're all right with that.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I don't know why he's ever in the 4-hole. I just put the guy in the 2-hole. He's the best hitter.
Yeah, he looks like a genius whenever they play the Dodgers because they always beat the Dodgers, the Padres.
He's in the 2-hole.
Hey, now.
He's in the 2-hole. But Tatis flourishes in the 2-hole, guys. He has no pressure on him. He's able to be the kid he can be. When you put a guy in a 4-hole, you're telling him to hit home runs. You're telling him to drive in runs. He can't be the kid that he is. So that's always a plus sign when he's in that 2-hole for me.
Yeah, it's his managing at times. Yeah, there's been some mistakes. He's made some good moves too, but boy, he's also made some head-scratching ones as well. All right, it's the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals, and the Tigers definitely fallen back a little bit this weekend. 2 straight losses here against the Royals. That one was tough last night. 6-0 lead for the Tigers, and they lose 9-8 last night. Brutal. At least I got the first 5, but terrible if you had the full game on the Tigers. We have Skubal, the lefty, on the mound for the Tigers. And look who's back in the rotation. Guess who's back? Back again. Daniel Lynch for the Kansas City Royals. And this guy got lynched in his first touring. His first starting tour of duty was ugly. And they better hope he fixed some things down there in the minors because it was terrible from 15.75 ERA. How about that for him up at the major league level here with the Royals? Tigers even money, 10 the total. It's one of those games where, look, the Tigers have now lost 2 in a row. They've cooled off a bit. I'm probably not going to jump on Skubal here. I'm going to give Lynch the chance to show me he's turned his shit around because this is a guy that the Royals have held in high regard. He is one of their top, he is, I think, their top pitching prospect. And look, if he's going to be their top pitching prospect, or if they think he is, and he stinks like he did earlier, but they go down to the minors and they work with him and they try to fix some of the issues that plagued him, he, in theory, is supposed to be a guy that comes back now and pitches better. If you're supposed to be this top pitching prospect, you're supposed to be better now in this second time around after you've worked through your shit down there in the minors. So that's going to be the question. Has he fixed things? Has he corrected his mistakes? Is he ready to pitch at a higher level? I have no idea about that. So when I have no idea about a certain situation, I ain't betting it. So it's a game I'm going to stay off of. It's a watch and observe and learn game for me, especially when it comes to Daniel Lynch for the Royals. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Detroit, KC.
Yeah, there's just no way I could bet Lynch. So for me, it's Tigers first 5 or nothing. And I won't go full game. Again, yesterday the bullpen gave it up. And Skubal, he might only go 4 innings. So this is first 5, minus 110. Some places I see 115. That's it. So there's first 5 for the Tigers. I think they come back and get it done. I don't want their bullpen. I think the Royals bullpen's not that good either, but just give me the first 5 Tigers. Looking through, Sal Prezi had a homer yesterday. Maybe he's hitting up. He's 4 for 9 off Screwball, though, with 2 home runs. Maybe a Jack of the Day guy. Circle this morning.
Yeah, the Tigers 7-2 in Scooble's last 9 starts, so they've been getting the job done for the most part with the lefty on the mound. Sharpie, anything for you here? Detroit, KC.
Yeah, like Big Show said, our Detroit native, 28 more likes to 100, guys. Let's get there. I'll dab anyways just to do it, but I'll melt my face off for 100. Why not? JW in the chat, he brought up Scooble on an innings limit. That's a really good thing to look at, guys. I heard last time he was going to be on one, and he wasn't. He went his normal duty. Mize went 40 pitches 2 games ago, went a game. So maybe they are going to be 45 pitches, pull them, full game the next time out. This is something we need to start paying attention to. I'm on the Tigers team total over 4.5 minus 130. It's a little juicy, but like Ian said, Lynch has been lynched, bro. And we got the Royals bullpen, which isn't any better than Lynch, bro. They're way worse than Lynch. I was on Detroit full game yesterday. It burnt me, but they're getting them runs though. They are hitting the ball. I'm not asking them to win. They get their 9 at bats being the away team. So 4.5 seems doable with these Detroit Tigers.
All right, liking the Tigers team total over. Connor's liking Detroit first. I lean Detroit, but man, nobody thinks that Lynch could have fixed some shit down in the minors. He could pitch well. Nobody's trusting him. Even with him being the top pitching prospect, yeah.
Hey, he is their number 1 prospect, and I touted him the first few times. I won a K-prop with him, and then he shit the bed, and I ran. Once he shitted the bed once, it's like, oh no, this guy's not that good.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah, I mean, he was rough. I mean, he can't get through a few innings here, those few starts in May. So we'll see.
That's the question. Has he fixed his shit, and is he ready for? That's why I'm fascinated by this game. I'll make sure I watch it because I want to see what Lynch does. Because you're supposed to be the top pitching prospect in an organization. This is supposed to be a time, the second time around after a bad first time around, that you're supposed to pitch better. But again, there is some trepidation just because he was so freaking bad, the first time around. So we'll see if he's improved a little bit here. Sharpie pulling a flock of seagulls. I ran so far away from Daniel Lynch earlier this season. Yeah, that's a classic, that one. Next up, we've got the Angels and the Twins here. This is tricky because this one screams over for me, and yet these teams played a 2-1 game last night. And the Angels have gone under the total like in 5 or 6 straight games now. So I'm a little bit pumping the brakes here. But Jaime Barria is making the start here for the Angels. Bailey Ober for the Twins. 2 pitchers I don't like at all. We've got Minnesota minus 120 home favorites, 10 the total. Barria, by the way, at the major league level, 10.5 ERA, called back from the AAA ranks for this spot start. And his numbers down there at Salt Lake AAA, 4.41 ERA in 10 starts. That's a AAA, and he's still got a 4.4 ERA. So not good for Barria. I sure as hell don't trust him. On the other side, though, you've got Bailey Ober here for the Minnesota Twins. It's been pretty rough, tough sledding for him. 5.45 ERA overall for Ober, 5.82 ERA in 5 starts here at Target Field this season. So he's been roughed up a bit. Back-to-back starts against the Tigers, one against the White Sox. He gave up 4 runs in 3.1 innings in the first, 4 runs, 5 hits, 5 innings in the second start against the White Sox. And he's gone 6 straight of his starts have gone over the total since June 16th. 6-0 to the over are the Minnesota Twins in Bailey Ober's last 6 starts. I'm looking over the total here. It's 10. I know these lineups not necessarily consistently mashing day in and day out, but man, these are pitchers that they are screaming at you, take the over, and I'm going to listen to it. So for me, it would be over 10 here, Angels and Twins. What do you think here, Conor Mac?
Yeah, on the total, I would. The Twins had horrible at bats. I mean, nothing against Sandoval. He pitched great. He pitched amazing, but shout out, Sharpie, good work. But he didn't get the no-hitter. He flipped it at the end. But he had a great start. I'd lean over the 10s, blowing out 11 to 12 to dead center. I don't like Ober. I back the Angels, even with Barry. I know it's going to be a bullpen day, and the bullpen's been a little bit better for the Angels, but I'd still take them with the plus money here. You get around plus, I got 113. So I lean the Angels and the over in this one.
Yeah, Bailey over. That's right, George Gutierrez. You got it right on the – not Bailey over. Bailey over right now. 6 straight starts for him over the total. Sharpie, what do you like here?
Oh, man, we are 14 likes away from me melting my face off like Michael Jackson before the second surgery. But Bailey over is Bailey over, guys. And the better team right now is the Angels. And they're just not giving me enough plus money to take them. We've got a team who's being shotgunned out, guys, within the next week or two. A lot of these guys are going to be gone. They don't know. And to show up and play baseball on a team like that, dude, it's not easy to do. A lot of these guys have been in the playoffs. They are postseason type players, and they're on a team tanking and they're being traded. It's just not fun to show up. And I don't know how you're going to produce. I've been running K props left and right versus this team because they are just striking out. They're trading their players and bringing up kids who don't know how to play in the majors, guys. I don't trust Barria, but it's an Angels team total spot over for me if I was. I can't trust Minnesota, guys. I can't.
Cannot trust. And they got Luis Rice out of the lineup. They got a couple others. Of course, they traded Cruz to the Rays earlier this week. So you're right. That lineup is falling apart a little bit. That they should hit, like Barria's numbers just ain't any good. Major league level, AAA level. But it's a question of can a patchwork lineup do damage against him is the big question. Texas and Houston. We've got Taylor Hearn, Zach Greinke. Don't lose that fastball for the Houston Astros. Minus 250. Home favorites for the Astros. 9 the total in this one. And look, for the Texas Rangers, I don't know what's left to say. Framber Valdez shuts you down, who hasn't been as right, for the better part of the last few starts, and you can't win with your best pitcher this season. Kyle Gibson on the mound last night. They lose 4-1. I don't know what else there is to say. I don't know when the Rangers are going to win their next damn ball game at this point. I'm certainly not going to put money on it that it's going to be today against the Houston Astros. Greinke, 3.18 ERA his last 3 starts, 4.9 ERA. It's actually been a little bit not quite as sharp here at Minute Maid Park. But on the flip side here, you're going to have Taylor Hearn making a spot start for the Texas Rangers in this game. I'm not sure that's something that I'm willing to get behind here. You look at his numbers, 4.7 ERA for him overall this season, which is nothing to write home about in my mind. It's just a Texas team. I can't back them. As simple as that. I mean, you can try to say there's some things here and there that you say, hey, Texas, but no, not right now. They can't get out of their own way. Kyle Gibson actually pitches pretty decently for them last night. They have what we thought on paper was a good matchup for their lineup against Valdez, who had been scuffling, and they still lose that game 4-1. No, cannot touch Texas with a 10-foot pole right now. It'd be Houston or nothing. For me, it's going to be nothing, though, because it's well priced. Conor Mac, anything here, Texas, Houston?
Yeah, I think it's well priced, too. Just how can you take the Rangers? I mean, they can't hit. They barely got a hit at the end of the game yesterday against Valdez, who was struggling. Greinke's way priced. The only thing I'd look at in this one is Astros team total, 4.5. It's minus 125. It's not that high, the juice. That's the only thing I'd look at here. Going to get 5 runs off Hearn and the rest of the Rangers here.
I like what the Texas Rangers manager, Chris Woodward, said after the game. I was really confident that we were going to do some things against Framber. Yeah, no shit. We were too. What the fuck happened? That's what I wanted. Come on, man. Come on, Chris. What happened here? Yeah, because we all thought that. He was kind of struggling a little bit, Valdez, going into that start. And they were just chasing stuff. I mean, just the changeup was getting them all night long. Feeble, once again, by this Texas team. What do you think here, Sharpie, Texas, Houston?
You're on mute.
He's muted, yeah.
Man, I was yelling at my kids, but I love the 4.5 team total. My book's offered me a 5.5, so I couldn't bet it. But this is Astros versus lefty, and they have the 26th worst bullpen over there in Texas, guys. Don't overthink it.
I think they can get 5. Yeah.
There you go. Look toward the team total over 4.5 for the Astros, says Sharpie. All right, Arizona, Chicago Cubs. We've got Arizona. They pushed the first 5, but they won the game yesterday against the Cubs. So a nice little start to the day for me, thanks to Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks. Cubs now another big favorite here, minus 180. 9 the total, shaded to the under. I'm telling you, there's no way I'm laying this price with the Chicago Cubs. There's no way I'm taking the Chicago Cubs anytime soon. They're trading guys left and right. Bryant's going to be gone in a few days. It's a team that and the thing you notice with the Cubs, if they get a lead early and the other team catches them or ties the game, you jump in on that team to beat them, because I find when things start to go south during a game for the Cubs, they just let go of the rope. I think that's kind of what happened yesterday against Arizona. Once Arizona tied that game and Chicago stopped hitting and Arizona takes the lead, and that was that. I did not fear a comeback from the Cubs. And why would you? Because they know this team is just going to be, dismantling this team a little bit at the trade deadline. That's what I'm noticing with the Cubs. So they are a good bet against if they have a lead early and then the other team comes back, because I find that they're just letting go a little bit. Trevor Williams on the mound for the Cubs. I don't trust him by any stretch of the imagination here to pitch well. His ERA overall for the season, 5.68. Caleb Smith, the lefty for the Diamondbacks, 4.38 ERA for him. He's kind of been up and down as well, but he's the guy that's getting a plus 160 in this game, not the other way around. So for me, it would be Arizona or pass in this game with Caleb Smith on the mound. Smith, by the way, 2.25 ERA in 2 career starts against the Chicago Cubs. And like I said, Trevor Williams, who just came back from a stint on the IL, not at this price. No siree. I would only look Arizona here, first 5 in the full game, just like yesterday. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Diamondbacks, Cubs.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Yeah, I can't lay it with the Cubs here, minus 170. Caleb Smith, he had a bad few games there. He gave up 9 runs to the Dodgers, 5, but he pitched well his last start against Pittsburgh. It'd be them, first 5. I didn't play the game yesterday, but I'd go first 5 here. I'd lean under with the wind blowing in, too. The first 5 under is 4.5. At even money, you could get a 5, but that'd be my lean.
All right, good stuff. Sharpie, what do you like here?
I got my best bet coming on this game. We got a K prop.
All right.
We'll wait till later.
All right, we will K-prop time, and it was Sandoval for Sharpie yesterday with the K-prop best bet, which was a great call. We'll see what he's got for an encore here at the end of the show. Pittsburgh, well, actually stretch time. We've reached the West Coast games, so it is 7th inning stretch time, which means we shout out the 258 strong that are with us right now in the chat. Hit that like button. Do it. We appreciate it. Dom Ricci, good to see you in the chat. A good old friend of the program and a lot of us. Good to see Dom in the chat. T2, the Mac, not applicable. Juan Ruiz, Elliot V, John, Roy, Cheshire Cat, Andre, Jedi for Life, not applicable. Crystal Warren, absolutely. Javi M, we appreciate it, everybody. Abel Alvarez, Brian Warner, J.W. Turnsey, good stuff. Yeah, the Tigers fucked a lot of us last night. Who thought they'd get blown out by the Pirates again and not hit Will Crow? My goodness, that was a stunner. Joey Harb, what do we got here? Andre, Cash Action Bets, MMA Locker Room, Puzzler, Keon Jackson, absolutely great turnout in 586 Soldier. Bill McDonald, yeah, USA Basketball. Who in their right mind is laying 12 points with them today against France? Has anybody paid attention to how much they're struggling? They got no chemistry. They got no community. They lost to France as 12-point favorites.
They lost
this morning. The first men's Olympic basketball game. Yep.
Hey, shout out to Billy B, Pub Sports Radio. He gave that out to the Discord last night, told us take the points. Didn't say money line, but he was on the right side. So shout out, Billy.
Good job by Billy. Yeah, I think anybody that's paid attention, you'd be to what's going on with that team. You'd be leery of laying double digits with them right now. Nigel Lee, we welcome all of you in the chat. I think, did we hit everybody? Maxwell Smart, there he is. I knew we had seen him right at the end. B-Rob, Helpful Honda, Real Deal Prime. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I think we got Rob McMahon. There we go. Got through everybody. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. And let's now turn the page to the Pirates and the team that let us down yesterday, big time, Giants. I mean, A lot of us like run line, a lot of us like team total, and they got smoked by the Pirates yesterday. Wow, 2 losses in a
The
row.
over hit.
Pirates, the
yeah,
over did get there. You're right about
team
that.
total.
Brubaker, yep, it did. Very good. Yeah, Brubaker and Wood. Giants minus 180, home favorites here, 7.5 the total. I'm off the game completely. I've had my fill with the Giants yesterday. Wood to me has not been quite as sharp lately. Brubaker's kind of going in the wrong direction too. Maybe this game goes over the total too. Maybe you just stick with the way it's been going. But the problem is you're seeing a lot of under money here, 8.5 down to 8, and now even 7.5. So there's some heavy sharp money coming in on the under in this game, which is kind of interesting because you look at the wind patterns. There's blowing out to left at 11 miles per hour at Oracle Park, which isn't necessarily under wind by any stretch of the imagination. So I think at 7.5, I'm going to start to get more and more interested with the over, to be honest with you, in this game. But other than that, probably going to stay off it. Connor, what do you think? Pirates and Giants.
Yeah, that is interesting. I got to go and look into this one really deep. Now that it's down to 7.5. I mean, the wind's blowing out. These 2 pitchers the last 2 days, they went over. Wood hasn't been that good. Wood isn't good, like you say, Ian. Not good. Brubaker hasn't been. He's a guy I like the back at times for the Pirates in certain spots. Can they get the sweep? I don't know here. Giants team total. Yeah, now it's 135. I don't know. I'm just looking at the over 7.5 full game here a little bit.
You're right about that, Connor. Great line. Using my line, I appreciate that. Wood. I always said Wood is good early in the season, but not so much lately. Not so much lately. Although the last 3 starts, have been a little bit better. 3 runs, 1 run. They had a really good start against St. Louis, and then a better one against Arizona. Last time out against the Dodgers, kind of struggled a little bit, labored through 5 innings. So he hasn't been quite as sharp, but we'll see how he did dominate the Pirates when he faced them back in May. So we'll have to wait and see. It feels like a Giants spot, but Wood is just I don't want to lay this price with him. It feels like they should win this game and avoid the sweep, but just not sure I love the price. What do you think, Sharpie, here, Giants and Pirates?
Hey, Big Show just dropped the Discord for everyone in there. Jump in. This is what we do back there. It's a mics only or a chat just like this. You can come join us. It's all the guys from Pub Sports. Shout out to the chat. Record freaking breaking chat for a Sunday. Let's go. Now let's get the record likes. We're already at 121. Let's fucking go. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. We appreciate it, guys. I'm on this. I bet this last night, and if it wasn't a K prop, this would be my best bet. I'm on the Pittsburgh Pirates over 1.5 team total first 5. They have really good numbers versus Wood, and since spin rate, Wood isn't good, like Ian says, guys. 2 runs off a guy who's been shit. Please and thank you, guys. That just sounded like an easy bet. Not saying nothing's easy in life because it never fucking is.
Yeah,
but. The numbers said to me, like, you have to play this. That was my play last night.
Yeah, I think that's good. Short sample size, but yeah, like 2 for 5 is Reynolds, Stallings 2 for 6, Polanco 2 for 8. Not they haven't had over 10 at bat. But
right.
Yeah.
But this team doesn't strike out to lefties. They're bottom 5. They put the ball in play, so that's a lot going against Wood right there. It's like you guys have to make plays now, and it's harder. When you got to make plays when the guy's not striking them out.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's absolutely he's been trending in the wrong direction right now, and this is a big game for the Giants. I mean, Dom makes a good point. It was an emotional series. Kind of saw this coming, right? They had those 2 huge comeback wins. That's why I faded them in the first game with Chad Kuhl, because I said that's a letdown spot waiting to happen. Plus Cueto, we can't trust him. But I thought with Gossman yesterday, they'd bounce back. It didn't happen. So they got to put themselves up again.
In this same spot versus Fried, a lefty that strikes people out. They don't strike him out, and they got to him. They put 4 on him, guys. It's like this is a perfect spot for Pittsburgh's bats, guys. They love lefties, and they don't strike out.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to reinforce what Sharpie said a second ago, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, especially if you're new to the channel, you're watching maybe your first show right now here on Pub Sports Radio, hit the subscribe button, because then you'll know every time we've got a video or we've got a live show, and you can hit the bell, which means you get alerted every time there's a new show or video. So make sure you do all of that. And we welcome you to the Pub family. The Pub family is growing, and hit the Discord as well. The link was up there. It is great. I'm not in it a ton during the summer because I got to, take a break. When football gets here, I'm going to be in that thing like crazy. You better believe it. So definitely, it's going to be an exciting, especially come football season, like especially on a Saturday, college football, all the friggin' live bets that are going to be placed with everybody in the chat, everybody in the Discord. It's going to be a lot of fun for sure when college and NFL roll around, which is just right around the corner. Oakland and Seattle, next game up here. We've got Cole Irvin, the lefty for Oakland, Marco Gonzalez, the lefty for the Mariners. Battle of Southpaws here. Oakland minus 130. Road favorites, 8.5 the total in this game. The Mariners, big wins for them back-to-back, including last night against Oakland, as they try to close the gap on the second wildcard team in the American League, the Oakland Athletics. And Seattle's right in there now. They're closing the gap a little bit here on Oakland, and this now becomes an even bigger game for Seattle. Because if they win this game, they take 3 or 4 in this series. They lose this game, they split, and they really don't gain any ground on Oakland if they lose this game today. So it's a big one for Seattle. Pressure's on Marco Gonzalez for sure. Is he a pitcher that I'm trusting right now under pressure? Hell no. That's been the kind of season it's been for him overall. No, not someone I'm fully trusting right now. However, Mariners have done a good job winning for him. It's not been a product necessarily of Marco Gonzalez pitching great. It's more been that they've hit a shit ton of runs for him, a lot of run support, but they are 4-1 in his last 5 starts. On the flip side here, we got Cole Irvin for the A's, who was dazzling in his last start. 7 hit innings of shutout ball pitched against the Angels in a 4-1 victory for Oakland. Before that, he had given up the 3 runs to Texas. He struggled against Boston, but a lot of pitchers struggle against Boston. Shut out the Giants, so he's actually been in a decent form. His road ERA is very good, 2.85 ERA on the road for Irvin, and a 5 ERA at home this season for Gonzalez for the Mariners. So, it's tough. I personally thought Seattle would be a side I'd be looking to back in this series. I did that last night with Gilbert, but there's a big difference right now between Logan Gilbert and Marco Gonzalez. So I'm going to stay off Seattle today. I'm going to stay off this game probably entirely, Oakland, Seattle. But it's a big one. And if you're the Mariners, you got to think win this game, because if you lose and it's only a 2-2 split in this series, you've really done yourself no good, because you're still the same amount of games you were behind Oakland coming into this series if you lose today. So it's a very big game for the Mariners in the standings. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Oakland, Seattle.
Yeah, this is a big one. I got to lean the A's a little bit in this one. Cole Irvin had a good start his last one against the Angels. Sharpie's told me in the past, right, that he struggles in the division here. But we'll see. This is probably – I just lean the A's. I haven't bet it. He gave up 4 runs to Seattle, 4 2/3. That was May 25th. Mariners won another game yesterday. I just can't back Gonzalez. I can't – that's the line here. So anyone else – Gilbert, I loved it. But not Gonzalez. The A's have pretty good numbers off him, these guys. And I think this would be a good split with them. I think the A's come out today, so I'd lean that way.
All right, lean to the A's. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Oakland, definitely from a starting pitching standpoint, they got a little bit of an edge, Irvin over Gonzalez. What do you think, Sharpie?
Yeah, I'm like Connor said, this guy normally isn't that good versus his division, and I'm pretty sure I was against him last week and he took money from me, but that's another situation. But he had his worst game ever versus Seattle. Like Connor said, he got cracked versus them back in May, and I'm not a Gonzalez guy. Gonzalez hasn't been good at 4.5. I'm over 4.5 first 5, but I could see the full game going under. Oakland has the top, like 1.5. If you would take the average from 15 and 30, they're right there for the best bullpen in the last 30 days. So they're a legit team. If they get the lead, they should hold it. They did choke it up the other day, though. Shit happens. I mean, don't yell at me if they don't, but I'm going to bet it live too if they do. But I don't trust either two of these pitchers. It's more of, can Oakland get the lead, and then I can maybe take them plus or with some runs because they have the better bullpen. But
yeah, real quick.
Like Ian said, I don't think the Mariners can play under pressure. This ain't a team that's been to the playoff. They don't know what needing a game is. Like Oakland, I would say, okay, they need to win a game. They know what winning a game means. They've got the team that's at least been there. I don't think Seattle's going to be there in a month. They know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually
Go ahead. I just wanted to give out real quick. Matt Chapman, look at him maybe total bases home run. He's 12 for 20. He's the guy who circled 4 doubles, triple homer off the guy. And Matt Olson, well, he's only 6 for 30, but 3 jacks.
Only 6 for 3, but 3 jacks.
No, 6 for 30.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, wait a second. That's really freaking good.
More hits than bats? Wow. What kind of wizardry is that? Yeah.
Very nice. I like.
Yeah. No, but that's still good. A good jacket of 8 candidates there. By the way, the Discord, I want to mention something. I'm doing daily NFL team betting preview videos these days. I'm posting them in the Discord, the link to them as well. So it's good info. We're trying to give you good info. We're trying to give you, schedule for the teams, offense breakdown, defense breakdown, who they brought in the offseason, coaching changes, coordinator change, all kinds of stuff you can use for the upcoming NFL season. So the team betting preview videos that I'm doing, I post the link to them in the Pub Sports Radio Discord as well. So hope everybody enjoys those. Good analysis. We're trying to pack it with information to get you ready for NFL season. All right, next up, we've got the Colorado Rockies and the LA Dodgers. We've got the Battle of the Grays here, the Gray Bowl, if you will. John versus Josiah here for the LA Dodgers. We've got the Dodgers here minus 190. Home favorites pretty much in that range, minus 180 to minus 190, depending on where you look. 8.5 the total here in this game. The Dodgers will give Josiah Gray his first career start. He made his major league debut on Tuesday in relief against the Giants. How did it go? Not well. He gave up 3 bombs, 4 runs in 4 innings in that game against the Giants. 9 ERA already after just 1 appearance in the majors this season. Look, Josiah Gray, after that performance and this Dodgers lineup, let me read this injury list is like a laundry list right now. Bellinger, questionable. Seager out. Muncy out. Betts out. Lux out. Shorthanded as fuck, this Dodgers lineup right now with Josiah Gray on the mound, who has just got bombed in his 1 major league appearance. I'm going to lay minus 180 with that. You need your head examined. There's no way that's happening. And tough luck for the Rockies, man. What a brutal one. Freeland pitched his ass off last night for the Rockies, and they end up losing 1-0. They just couldn't hit for some reason last night. And that's sometimes what you run into with the Rockies on the road. They do have those games where their bats just go dead. I don't think that'll happen tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, against Josiah Gray. On the flip side, John Gray, you look at the way he's pitched for the Rockies, steady. I've always been bothered by this guy. I always think there's so much talent, there's so much ability there, and at times, especially earlier seasons, he would disappoint. But right now, 2.84 ERA, his last 3 starts, 2-1. They are in his last 3 starts. He's pitched very well. In fact, his last 5 starts, John Gray, 0 runs, 2 runs, 3 runs, 1 run, and 2 runs allowed. And they're 3-2 in those 5 starts. So I like the way he's going here. And by the way, the Dodgers striking out a lot more lately, and John Gray. And look, this stuck out to me. And look, Sharpie knows the strikeout props. He's involved with them more than I am. But John Gray strikeout prop is kind of interesting to me today in this game. He's striking out a shit ton of batters. His last several starts right now, and that could be a strikeout prop you be able to look at here. John Gray over. For the Colorado Rockies today. I'm on the Rockies here. First 5 full game split. I think they're live. This Dodgers team with this guy on the mound, Josiah Gray, can't be this price. The Dodgers lineup is beaten up to shit with potential absences and injuries and paternity leave, if you will, for Muncy in the case of him. So, no, not with that profile. Am I laying minus 180? So I'm looking Rockies here. First 5 full game split. Conor Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, there's this value. Josiah Gray, you can't lay this number with this kid. You just can't lay almost 200 with him. I got to take the first 5 value plus 155 with the Rockies. It's tough to say. Even with Betts, all those guys out of lineup, Seager, Bellinger, these guys have hit Gray well. Turner's 12 for 35 with the 3 doubles, 2 homers. Pollock's 9 for 23. Taylor's 4 for 11. And there's a few others. Difficult one. I think the Dodgers, I don't know if they have to win 1-0 games, but maybe with this lineup, with all these guys in, they got to win tight, close games. So I lean under a little bit, but it's 8.5. It's already gotten pounded, kind of the under. But I lean under, yeah, and I'm going to take a stab with the Rockies first 5. It pains me to say it. Dodgers win for me. As the fan. But
yes.
Where's my
this ain't a fan show, though. This is a betting show.
Where's
and the values with the Rockies
at so I could go sharpen my spoon? Nah, bro, I'm all about money, bro.
Yeah,
it ain't the playoffs.
It's all about it. Exactly.
All right. By the way, Gray 3.38 ERA against the Dodgers this season. I know long term his numbers are kind of ugly against the Dodgers, but this season he's been a little bit better against them. And again, this is a different Dodgers lineup, depleted right now. Sharpie, what do you think here? Rockies, Dodgers.
Hey, once again, record-breaking numbers. We're already at 150 likes. You guys are the shit, bro. Like straight up. Without you, we're not here, so we appreciate it. I'm gonna look into that K-prop. I usually don't run guys who just pitched versus the same team. It's usually not good for me because they just seen them. But that was in Colorado, and that is something that I can scratch off because the ball doesn't spin the same in Colorado. The ball he's going to get about 3 inches more break on his ball today. So I wrote down the lineup they had. I'm going to go through and have to check their lineup. But Max, shout out to Max and JT. I see them in their chat right now. But Max brought this up this morning. They own Gray, not like the Dodgers own the Rockies. Gray, guys, own him, guys. And they've owned him throughout his career. That doesn't mean he can't get his strikeouts. But after yesterday in that 1-0 game, that's a play on for me for the Dodgers. I'm going to go over 4.5 team total. It was minus 130. I can't trust Gray. That number is wild. But after a 1-0 game, I could see the Dodgers bats just opening up. You don't want to bet the Dodgers after they scored 10 runs or after their 3-game collapse with their bullpen falling apart. Last night, Jansen came in, shut the door. Now at least they feel better in the clubhouse. It's a better team. You can bet on them again.
I like it. I just can't. I'm going to wait. I got to wait. I mean, I don't blame you, but I can't do it today with the 4.5. But yeah, the guys who are in there, like Turner, Taylor, Smith, they have hit
Pollock. Turner, Smith, Pollock.
Yeah, Pollock's 9 for 23. Yeah, I mentioned it. He's 9 for 23. Yeah. Finally,
Chris Taylor's
long
been
enough.
Amazing. Chris Taylor.
Chris
Taylor's been amazing. Yep.
Chris Taylor's been our MVP the first half of the season. Without him, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Yep. No, it's going to be interesting to see that lineup. Right. I've got Rockies on the radar though. Still first 5 in full game. I know the long-term numbers, but he's been better against the Dodgers this year, the shorter term. And like I was saying, who the hell knows who's going to be in this lineup because it's depleted right now for the Dodgers. All right. We've got a good one to wrap up the day. Sunday Night Baseball, the only game tonight. What a pitching matchup. Lance Lynn, the old Bulldog for the White Sox, and it's Brandon Woodruff for the Milwaukee Brewers. We have Milwaukee here, minus 150, home favorites here. The total, 7.5 across the board. If you are not a fan of A-Rod, you're going to get a break tonight because he is not there doing the game tonight for ESPN. They've got someone filling in for him, so you don't have to hear. Well, for the Brewers, one of the things you have to remember here, that's the way he talks when you hear him for the Dodgers. He's got like one of those with his S's sound like SH's, but that's that's A-Rod for you, or A-Fraud, as I like to call him. We've got Woodruff and Lynn here. Should be a really good pitching matchup. Woodruff, what can you say? Just outstanding season for him. 2.04 ERA overall, 2.14 ERA at home. The Brewers, what's their record with him on the mound? 13-6 overall, 7-2 at home. You counter that with Lance Lynn, 2.03 ERA overall, 2.84 ERA on the road. He has given up just 3 runs over his last 22 innings. 3 runs over his last 22 innings, Lance Lynn. This is a tough one. I mean, this really is. And the problem I've got is that I love Lance Lynn's numbers. They're 4-0. Or actually, they aren't. They're only 1-2. They're actually, believe it or not, even with some of these gaudy performances, those last 4 starts, they're only 2-2. The White Sox in those last 4 terrific starts by Lance Lynn. So they have had not been giving him run support. They scored 2, 1, and 2 runs in those 4 starts by Lynn. So where's the run support here for the White Sox? And look, we said it yesterday. This White Sox team on the road is just not someone I trust. They don't beat really, really good teams on the road. It seems that's the pattern for them. They've been outscored 13-2 so far in this series. It feels like a White Sox spot. Lynn's been really good to try to avoid the sweep. But I don't trust these bats against a guy like Woodruff. Brewers have been excellent on their home field all season longs, and the White Sox haven't been good on the road. They're only a 500 team on the road. They're 18 above 500 at home. So I understand the spot, and I love Lynn's current form, but I can't pull the trigger on the White Sox here. I kind of lean to them, but that's about as far as it's going to get for me. What do you think here, Con? Maybe a first 5 full game under. I think maybe you could look that way. It could be a pitcher's duel tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. Connor, what do you think here? White Sox, Brewers.
We'll look at the side because I'll throw a Sharpie. The total, this will be later on is my best bet. I think the White Sox have a good shot only because of price, and I faded them. I haven't took them. I'd like the Brewers the first 2 games. At 140, I'd lean that way a little bit. I'm probably not going to play it, but it's just tempting. You've talked about, you were just talking about how bad they are on the road. But damn, I like the Bulldog. His ERA is under 2. I think they could stay in this game, and I think it is a pitcher's duel, and it's tight. I don't trust the Brewers' bats. I know they scored some runs. The full total pushed yesterday at 7. We don't have that. We got that extra half. That's why I like the under. Let's just put it that way.
All right, good stuff. Under for Conor Mac. Sharpie, Sunday Night Baseball. What do you like here?
Obviously, I like what Connor likes a lot. I'm glad I wasn't on that first 5 over. I've seen that too many times with good pitchers where they get lit up in an inning and then the game just dies. And I'd rather be on a full game under with 2 good pitchers than a first 5 under more often than not. But I usually never play a full game under. So it's gotta add up. I need 2 good bullpens, 2 good pitchers. And yeah, but I like Woodruff's K prop over 6.5. It's juiced to the gills at like -155, guys. That's why I can't give it out as like a play of the day type thing, but I'm going to play it. That's a nice number versus a team that's striking out, and Lance Lynn's going to be in the lineup. That's at least 2-3 at bats with an ace. So yeah, give me over 6.5 for Woodruff.
There you go, over 6.5 with the strikeout prop for Brandon Woodruff. There you go, guys. That is the Sunday card. And what can we say about the turnout? 200 and almost 290 right now, live viewers. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. Do it. It helps us out.
297 total.
Waffle Man approves.
There you go. Wow, almost at the 300 plateau. Unbelievable numbers. Thank you, everybody. Like Sunday morning, you could be doing a bunch of things, but you're here with us, helping us go through every single MLB game on the card today on this Sunday, and we appreciate that for sure. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. We will get to best bets, and we will get to Jack of the Day in just a second. We're waiting for that 300. Maybe after our sponsors.
Let's go. Let's get that 300.
300 like I like him 350. Sure.
Yeah. It's just almost 300, but amazing numbers still, regardless. Whether we hit 300 or not today on this show, great numbers regardless. We appreciate you guys joining us. All right, here's Manscaped in Southtown 101. Town 101, when you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in for great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke as well. Manscaped, promo code PUBSPORTS, 20% off your purchase with the promo code PUBSPORTS of the Lawnmower 4.0 and any other product at manscaped.com. 20% off using the promo code PUBSPORTS. MyBookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS. Football season right around the corner. Do yourself a favor. Sign up with MyBookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit, and use the promo code pub sports. All right, guys, let's get to it. It is time for Jack of the Day.
Well, see you later.
All right, Jack of the Day. We've got a few that are on the radar for me in terms of Jack of the Day candidates. Sal Perez has really good numbers against Tariq Skubal. I could see that being a good one to look at. I'm going to go Juan Soto today against John Means because he does hit lefty pitchers very well, and he does have a hit in his only career at bat against Means. So Juan Soto, I think, might have a chance for a home run today. I'm looking at Xander Bogaerts. Jack of the Day against Domingo Germán. Stanton against Perez might be worth a look in that same game. He has hit a couple against him as well. What else here? There's one more I think that I was looking at here as well. Let's see. I think it was one of the Astros, if I'm not. No, it was. There was someone on. Yeah, it was David Peralta here for the Diamondbacks, I should say, against Trevor Williams. Definitely interested in that as well. And I know long term there's been some guys that have hit a couple of home runs against John Gray. Hopefully not too many today because I kind of like the Rockies. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Jack of the Day. Conor Mac, what do you got for Jack of the Day?
Yeah, I got Freddie Freeman as one, Sal Perez, Matt Chapman, and Justin Turner. I looked at it here. Jackie Bradley Jr. is 3 for 7, 2 home runs. So's Yelich. He might give up a long ball in that game, but some good numbers there for the Brewers.
Yeah. By the way, there was someone, Crystal, in the chat mentioning Contreras. Contreras has been in great form right now. He's been hitting some home runs lately for the Cubs. He doesn't have any against Caleb Smith. But definitely in terms of current form, Wilson Contreras definitely is hitting the ball quite well and leaving the yard with it as well. Sharpie, any home run props for you today?
Man, I just dabbed myself in the home run heaven, dude. I almost died. I think I seen Jesus. Whew. But shout out to Maxwell Smart, dude. He is the prop daddy. He gave me a Salvador Perez, so that's 3 people right there on Salvador Perez, guys. So that's a really good look. And Matt Olson. Matt Olson's another look that Connor brought up his look earlier today.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy for Maxwell Smart. He's doing well with props. I'm glad he's out of hibernation now. There is more to life than college basketball, and he's finding that out. So it's good to see him doing well with with baseball and doing well, capping it for sure. All right, let's go to a best bets now for this Sunday edition of the show. Conor Mac, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
I talked about it there. I'm taking the full game. Brewers White Sox under 7.5 -110. I didn't give a shit about the money moving or the line. These are 2 best pitchers they got. So, and it's not 7. If it was 7, I'd be off. Give me the extra half there. I liked one other one. I'm back to the Tigers first 5. I'm on that one. I don't like this card. It's kind of tricky here today. I was on more yesterday, but I'm going to take Tigers first 5 -110.
All right, there we go. Tigers. Yeah, there you go. First 5 -110. There you go. Best bet for Conor Mac. Sharpie, what do you like for your best bet?
I'm going to go Caleb Smith over 5.5 strikeouts -125 for the Diamondbacks versus the Cubs. Cubs are striking out at the 27% that I want and need. And Caleb Smith has gotten 7, 8, and 5 versus teams that strike out at a 22% or less, the 5 out of the last week. I mean, he had one bad game versus the Dodgers, and the Dodgers had their A lineup in at that time. They were you got to look through who they were going against at that time, guys. And Pittsburgh doesn't strike out. He got 7. Giants don't strike out. He got 5. St. Louis is the bottom of the league. He got 8, guys. We're going up against a team that does strike out. They have very minimal at bats versus him. I'm on Caleb Smith over 5.5 today.
All right, Caleb Smith over 5.5 strikeouts. Best bet for Sharpie here on this Sunday MLB slate. My best bet, man, this is tough. I mean, I'm going around and round and round. I'm going to wind up on Cardinals Reds over 10 for my best bet today. Hopefully we can get it back on track here with the best bets from a personal standpoint. But yeah, I'm going to go Cardinals Reds over 10. Yesterday I was either Rays team total over is what I considered, other than Washington. Of course, I went with Washington, but which didn't go well. But we're going to go Cardinals Reds over 10. I also like the Rays team total over. Blue Jays Mets over I like quite a bit. But I'm going to go Cardinals Reds over 10. Oviedo still has bad numbers on the road. He's been better lately. John Gray, there's something not right with him right now. Or Sonny Gray, I should say. There's nothing. Too many Grays, man, today. Josiah and John and Sonny. It's fucking with my head, all these Grays today. Sonny Gray for the Cincinnati Reds here. He has not been right, since he's been back from the IL. He's clearly fighting it right now, and I think you'll see some runs scored today. St. Louis, Cincinnati over 10 for my best bet. That'll wrap up this edition of the MLB Closing Time Show for this Sunday. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Amazing viewership. We will be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It'll be Connor, myself, and Ski Prophet. So join us for that. And then Tuesday to Friday, we're at our new time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, with the MLB Closing Time Show later in the afternoon, the drive home show, if you will. So join us Tuesday to Friday for the baseball show at our new time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. For Conor Mac, for Sharpie, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Sunday. Cash some tickets. Enjoy the day. We'll see you tomorrow once again for the MLB Closing Time Show right here on Pub Sports Radio.
We party!